everybody, Tommy Highland here to bring you some top-notch home improvement advice with just a side of humor. Today we're at my shop where we're going to be using a combination of old world craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology to cut down and restructure a 36-inch standard foam core door to fit into an old farmhouse opening that's only 34 inches. So I tell you what, why don't we take a quick look at the tools that we're going to use, the safety precautions we're going to take, and then we'll get right to work. Okay, I know this seems a little bit difficult, but if you have the right tools, it's really not that hard. So what we need, first of all, is some type of kickstand to hold up the door while we're working on each side of the door. Then we're going to need this wonderful invention. This here is called a Makita oscillating saw. Can you say oscillating? Oscillating. This is one of the better inventions in the last 10 years because it allows you to jab down inside the material without making a big giant mess. Of course, we're going to need some chisels to mortise out for our hinges. We're going to need a drill to drill the holes for our hinges. We're going to need a driver to drive the screws for our hinges. We're going to need some glue to glue up the new wood that's going inside the door. And as always, we will need some sandpaper. And most important thing to bring along whenever you're working on a door is patience. That's right. Make sure you got a pocket full of patience. Can you say oscillating? Oscillating. Well, okay. All right. Let me show you real quick why we have to rebuild this door, okay? I took an inch off of either side of a 36-inch door to fit into a 34-inch opening. Now, typically, over the last 20 or 30 years, when I was doing doors like this, there would typically, if I cut it back, there was still a whole bunch of wood in here to make it a structurally sound door. Not with this one. The whole goddamn thing is made out of foam. Look at this. I only cut an inch off, and then I went to put my screws in, and look at this. My chisel or a screwdriver just goes right down in there because the whole thing is made out of foam. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove about 2 or 3 inches of material, foam and stuff in here, and we're going to put a new piece of structurally sound, probably pine or Doug fir in there. Let's get to work. All right, before we start working with this bad boy, we need ear protection, eye protection, and as always, some patience. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Let's take a quick look at what we got going on here. So, I have removed quite a bit of material using a combination of an oscillating saw and some sharp chisels. What I've done is I've gone along and I've removed all of the foam from the length of the door, and I've preserved the edge of the door so that it still looks pretty. And now we're going to fill this whole area with a combination of Douglas fir and some glue and some space-age polymers. Are you guys ready to glue this thing up? I sure am. Let's go! Let's do it! Let's do it! Anyhow, I took my table saw outside and I milled this to the exact measurements that will go inside the door. And I dry fit it so I know it works. And now I'm going to glue it up. Well, Kitty, we let this bad boy sit overnight, and now that the glue is dry, we can go ahead and remove these old world clamps. Then we'll do a little bit of fine sanding to the edge of the door to make it nice and smooth. Then we'll mark out our hinges and use an old world set of chisels to make the mortises for them. Can you say mortise? M-O-R-T-I-S-E. You guys are going to have to look that one up if you don't know what it means. I can't explain everything to you.
Maybe you can't tell a joke, but when your stuff gets broke, what do you or small, there's no project he can't see through. Let's laugh and learn from this handyman, with Kitty hold this by his side, fixing stuff in a serious way with a not so serious guy.
Well, Kitty, this was a lot of fun today. I'm sure glad we got to rebuild this door for my good friend Ben Fiddler. Did you know that we came across this issue while we were filming an episode of Comedians in Houses Fixing Faucets? Can you believe that? Would you look at that? We're all out of time. We better wrap up quick. What did we learn today, Kitty? I'll tell you what I learned. I learned that if you're going to work on a door, you better bring a pocket full of patience, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And they sure as hell don't make them like they used to. If you like this DIY video and you'd like to see more like it, please do me a huge favor and click the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Fixing stuff in a serious way with a not so serious guy.